Simone Pagenaud, I am so happy to see you at a racing circuit, not just any racing circuit, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, site of your win in 2019. We're not here to talk about you and the future and your racing career. That's for another day, because you're here specifically this weekend, 108th running the Indy 500, to honor your Yoda, your mentor, someone you loved, I love dearly. Gil de Ferran asked to drive his 2003 Indy 500 winner. What an honor, my friend, and what a great way to come back to the track.
Yeah, it's good to be seen. It's obviously a very, very difficult moment, emotional to say the least. You know, the livery is quite iconic. Yeah, and you know, he was. I can't say was. Gilles is my mentor. Yeah. You know, and it's just a very, very special chance to be able to get in the car, do a lap just before the big race, and have people remember the amazing racer he is, and father as well. Great family person, you know. So personally, you know, he taught me so much. I mean, he was complete open book. I owe him so much. So it's tough. It's really tough because, you know, we don't get to show our emotions in racing. And I've obviously gone through a lot this year, and this going on. It's obviously incredible time, but I'm very grateful. Extremely
he was there
grateful
for you
this.
too while you were going through
Always,
the
yeah.
hard times,
Yeah.
and the good times as well. I know how emotional this is for you. We were both speaking earlier about Gilles was one of those people that was always there. There was a comfort. You just always knew he would be there, and you said he is still here.
Yeah.
He might not be here in physical form, but I know with inside you and so many others, he is just a constant contributor to your life. Wanted to celebrate him too.
Yeah.
Well, you've done some cool helmets over the years,
Yeah.
Simon. Tell us about this, because this isn't by accident. This is painstaking recreation of every fact possible, and some new additions.
Well, Gilles is a perfectionist. He didn't do anything without thinking about it for hours, sometimes way too long.
Those are long engineering debriefs.
Yes, but you know, I ran the Senna helmet. Senna was my hero to start with, and I asked Gilles. I said, "What do you think?" You know, I always asked Gilles. I said, "What do you think I should do? I want to run his livery." And Gilles said, "Well, first of all, you've got to ask the family if it's okay, and let me think about that." Then he came back 20 minutes later. He's like, "You really shouldn't run his livery. You should do a mix of yours and his, because if something happens in that race, we don't want the livery to be a tragedy." Which I thought, man, the thought process behind that is pretty amazing.
That was on the 20th anniversary of Senna's passing.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, 2014 with Sam Schmidt. So then, you know, obviously, had I been racing, and that was one of the things that was really difficult for me this year, is I wanted to celebrate Gilles through racing. And I saw all the helmets that came out with his livery, and it was crushing to me that I couldn't do it as well. Just because, you know, that's the driver identity, that's you. When you put your helmet on, and that's your racing DNA right there. So Gilles always kept it really clean. Those stripes, you know, it's funny because he was born in Paris, and I always thought, you know, there's white, blue, and red, so maybe there's a little bit of Frenchness there, but I don't think that's what it was. I actually don't know the exact reason of the color he decided to have, but I also know that he's one of the very few drivers that actually trademarked his design.
Yes.
So nobody else could use it, but that was Gilles. That's who he is. So I decided that we were going to put my colors the year that I won Indy, because I wouldn't have won Indy without his advice and his Yoda-esque hours of teaching. And I put, obviously, his win, as I would do for myself in the past. I put his win and my win next to him. And usually it's think like a champion, but this time it's, and it came to me right away, it's thank you, my Yoda. You know, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I've always called Gilles my Yoda. So that's my tribute. I felt like, you know, I've morphed into a mini Gilles through the years. That's why we've got the fading of the color, Gilles and me morphing into him. So yeah, it's obviously a very special piece to me, and I hope people like it.
Let's close on this. So Sunday, hoping if weather permits, know there are going to be a lot of people here who love seeing you, are going to be moved by seeing this car. Who do we have to thank for this invitation and for making all this possible? Because there's a bunch of amazing Team Penske folks behind us from their restoration and historical side as well who facilitated this.
Well, first of all, personally, I have to thank Angela, Luke, and Anna de Ferran for choosing me to be representing Gilles here. It's obviously, there are many other people that could have done it, so I feel very honored I get that chance. I think we have to thank Kathy Penske. Kathy Penske, because I guess the restoration of the cars, I believe, started with her, and that was her idea. So as you can see, she's in brand new conditions.
It's like we're in 2003.
Pretty much. They just restarted it actually Wednesday night, and it started right up. So that's what Team Penske do. They have an heritage center, and they continue to restore the cars that have won Indianapolis. And I think obviously this situation shows how important these things are. And obviously we've got to thank Roger, Tim Cindric, and IMS, you know, with the Vintage Cars Museum for making it all possible and having this great idea. I think it's one of the best way to remember how great Gilles was, not only as a racer, like I said, a dad, but also he loved to say, people remember me as a driver, but I'm a businessman. He used to love saying that. So he said, for the last 20 years, I was a businessman, and that's what I do.
One of the happiest things I've experienced in a long time, seeing a dear old friend back where he belongs, celebrating someone that just still brings tears to our eyes being gone. But what better way to pay tribute to the great Gil de Ferran than what we have here. Thank you, Simon.
Subscribe to Racer and save 24% off the cover price. You'll get the print and digital editions with an issue archive through 2012. Visit info.racer.com to learn more.